Hello. Hello, hello. Hi, friends. Hi. Things may look a little different today. I am by myself. Hubby is cooking dinner. He's making baked ziti, which is a very intensive meal. And our grocery delivery didn't get here till later. So I'm taking over his seat today. So we will wait a few minutes, see if anybody pops in, you know. So today is the 4th of July. We said we were going to be doing our episode today, but because of dinner, a din din, a from scratch baked ziti, I'll allow it to be skipped because I love baked ziti. I love pasta. I love all the things. So if anybody comes in to join, we will say hello. I going to be watching a video today, missing persons case to be exact. I'm excited to go see some fireworks today. We went out with the kids yesterday and saw some fireworks around the neighborhood, and this is the first year they have been super duper excited about it. So I am excited. So, anyways, I'm trying to finish setting everything up because I don't know what I'm doing.
May 4th, 2022.
Just kidding. We're not starting yet. I switched videos. So, today is going to be a missing persons case 22 and missing. The search for Savannah Hale hits a roadblock. Search for answers in case of Savannah Hale continues. On May 4th, 2022, Savannah went missing, leaving behind a series of final communications, I think that says. I don't have my glasses on. Her last known whereabouts were traced to Chevron Station and a grocery store, with a final cell phone ping placing her in the area. The last messages they sent out indicated that she was going through a difficult time. A text to her sister saying, "I'm really sorry. I love you." So they have a lot here in the description. I think we're just gonna jump in and watch this. I'll just watch this by myself, I guess. So again, Stephen is upstairs making us dinner, and I'm very excited for dinner. But we have lots to do tonight to go see fireworks. So I'll allow it. All right. Well, hi, you are here. Hey, baby. Oh. They're supposed to be cooking, not typing on your phone. I can hear you walking upstairs. Harrian doing both? Okay, whatever that means. Oh, a clog. Okay, I know what you mean by that. All right, so I switched the video that we had found in the beginning. He's threatening me from the stairs. All right, so I say, let's just jump into this.
The very last cell phone ping for Savannah Hale came from this grocery store right here.
Today, KSLA's Miracle Gear brings us the first alert to the new series putting forth in the spotlight.
I just want to know she's okay. That's all. And that I love her. But she is loved more than anything. I know my sister. She wouldn't just pick up and leave.
Yeah, but listen to this. Boom. Oh yeah. Right there.
With no leads and resources dwindling, the Shreveport Police Department is begging anyone with information to come forward and help.
What? Right there.
Oh, scanning a river. Okay.
We've covered at least 20 locations, and the last time we were in town, we found a pickup truck. The underwater we thought was a car, and we thought we had found Savannah. And that kind of left us.
Well, I don't know what to do with that. So,
Do we even come back to Shreveport looking for Savannah? What am I missing? And so I want to take you to the computer right now because there was something I saw that reminded me of a case that we solved down in Lakeland, Florida, where it was Margaret Gann Shoup, where she was found in a subdivision that the roads had just barely been put in. And on our previous searches, we did not see this as a potential location. And I'm going to show you why right now. Now, if this is your first time joining us and you've not heard about Savannah Hale,
it
I want
is.
to bring you into just a quick overview of locations.
It is my first time.
And to kind of give you the locations that are in play. The downtown is Fatty Arbuckle's right here. This is where she was last seen. And then there's a parking garage that comes into play. Now, the parking garage is after she's gone back and forth to her home up here to the north right here. This yellow one is her home. She's gone back and forth a couple times. She comes back to the parking garage where she Google searches, can you die from a three-story fall? She's then seen up here to the north on camera, which is the Chevron station that I mentioned.
I think you can die from a three-story fall.
And her very last cell phone ping where...
Hold, please.
phone was turned off was right here in the parking lot. Now, during this, she had sent out several text messages to her sister, like, I'm really sorry, I love you, I can't do this anymore. To her boyfriend, sent the video of her going through his cell phone of the screen recording of him talking to another girl. So we're dealing with 22 years old, broken heart.
Feels weird.
Does anybody else?
I can't do it anymore. She also
Let us know. I'm not going to stay. I'm in the middle of doing something, but I can hear an echo. Let us know. It might just be me because I have my headphones in. I'm not sure, but just comment below if you're getting an echo, and I'll come back down and see what I can do about fixing it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sweating. I'm fucking like an old Italian grandmother right now.
I'm excited.
Bye.
Bye.
Trying to help.
Thanks.
Is that your headphone?
Yeah, I still had it in my ear hole.
Problem.
Oh.
Text a friend back in California as well. Those are the three text messages that I'm reminded of off the top of my head. Now, everything that you see here in red, these are all locations that we have checked while we've been in the area previously. The area that was down here that I also shared with you, I'm going to share with you, this is where her dad's home is at. This is where Savannah grew up, was down in this area. This area is about an hour from Shreveport up here. Now, for 2 years, she was driving back and forth to go to college, and a couple of these boat ramps and locations along the way were locations that her sister felt like we definitely needed to be checked. The one in question that keeps coming up is this lake right here. However, every time we try to go here, like this levee road here has been tilled and we can't get to it. This is through a private church property. It's all fenced and gated. Cannot get into it. So this has never been searched. But I also don't feel as though she's up there because the way that it's so secluded and fenced off. And all of her Google tracks, everything that she was doing that morning was up here. The tracks and information we have is from her sister, because her sister was on the Google account as well, so she was able to see the routes that she was driving. She never went any further than the house to the north, and she never went any further than Fatty Arbuckle's to the south that morning while her phone was on. Now, Savannah also worked over here across the way at Target. There's a Target somewhere in this area. There was a cell phone. Oh, sorry. Here's the Target right here. there was a cell phone ping that kind of bumped at one point that was just right over in this area. And we've gone up here looking for ways to get into the river. Here's like a newer subdivision, but in a previous episode, this is all sand. Like you cannot get through that at all, whether you're in a four-wheel drive or not. Like four-wheel drives get stuck in this area. And then there was one more road, but the farmer actually let us on the property for this old access road, but there was no way to get to the river from over here. But what I'm really interested in, the reason why we came back is because I saw something that we didn't see before. And so we have Savannah's house is right down here off of Addison Avenue. Her boyfriend's grandparents' house was over here, and there's a little canal that comes through here as well. Kirsten is the sister. So if you've seen the previous episodes, you will have seen Kirsten.
Okay, so I'm definitely getting something from this, that it is definitely a series and we are out of the loop. But, however, I am enjoying the fact that this seems to be like an outside source, outside of the police source, that is helping this family look for Savannah. So this is very interesting. I like this.
Kirsten that's helped us in this information looking for Savannah. And she says that she went to the house that morning trying to find her sister. She says, and I'm going off of 2 years of doing this and trying to remember my entire conversations, but I want to say that nobody was home. A short while after, while she was waiting, Savannah's boyfriend came walking down and through the canal across from the grandparents' house somewhere over in this area. But what I'm interested in is that we've always seen this body of water. You know, our focus is we always want to take a look at a 5-mile radius. Here's ground zero. What bodies of water do we have in that we need to search? And this pond has always been on the map. However, it only went back to a farmhouse that was here. There was no other access to get back to that body of water. But this is where Jan Shoop comes into play from Lakeland, Florida. We ran into the exact
Yeah,
same
it definitely
situation.
reminds me of that case for sure. Payne Lindsay is great in that series. Super great. I've only listened to one of the series. I think he has extra series that are out there, and I only listened to the Georgia one. I forget the name of it. But yes, this very much reminds me of that. I do just wish I had more context of where they're coming from, because this is definitely from a series.
Where when we were looking on Google Maps on the computer, there was no access. But check this out. When I brought up my other map and started zooming in, watch what happens. Because this is a Google, but then you zoom in, it's a more up-to-date map that popped up. I'm like, there's a brand new subdivision there that was just going in. Now remember, it was missing May 4th of 2022. Now watch this. This was taken May of 2022, but you can look down here. This was May 8th. So 4 days after she was missing, this is what the subdivision looked like at the time. So there is a road that goes all the way back, and if you look at it,
no gates.
There's no gates, no fences, no anything.
Oh, snap.
Nope. Now let's continue to scroll. And what you have is you have the access, and then you have an old concrete pavement road or something that's back there that was for like an old barn or whatever. Right there into the water. Now let's scan through this just a little bit more, because as I pull these up, what I'm looking for when I pull up these older images, I'm looking is the water level drop. So you can see the progress that was taking place between May and June. Now you have more houses that are going in here.
Gates up, fences up now.
Yep, there's
July of 2023.
Yep, and then the last one is February of 2024. This water level for when these images were taken has never receded, so this stays full constantly. So now the question is, how deep is it? But more importantly, can we get into it? Because now we're dealing with and owners. You know, it's always private property that we were concerned about before you couldn't get to it. Now you can get to it, and you could have gotten to it at the time of. And here.
That is so smart. That is so smart. A great way to use Google Maps for a long-running missing persons case. This is so good. I love this idea, and I hope police officers and police forces are paying attention.
Here's the thing that I think about, and for a lot of you that are like, in relationships, and you have grandparents that are nearby. In my speculation and theory, is that all right? We live just down the road. Oh, there's a new subdivision that's going in. Let's go for a drive. And so therefore Savannah knows about this. And so they're dreaming of, oh, let's live close to your grandparents, and we can just walk to their house right down the road still, and we no longer have to rent. And so that brings this into it. So now what do we do from here? So now I track down who the property owner is. So the property owner is Southwestern Power Company. So I get a hold of Southwestern Power Company, and this is where now the red tape start coming into all this. So red tape, Southwestern, I get a hold of their media department that's listed on their website. They get a hold of their security because now this is a solar farm that's over here, and so it's completely barricaded and locked up. Security guy that's in charge of it calls me back, asks who we're with. He says, okay, who are you working with locally for the law enforcement? So we give them the detectives, the detective over homicide has been out on scene with us before when we found the truck. And so she was able to then put us in touch with the sergeant who's in charge of missing persons unit. Now, she was reported missing out of Shreveport, and so evidently this is county. So now this is where, like I said, all the red tape comes into play. So now you have a security officer that wants the green light from PD, but then PD is like, well, this is in the sheriff's department. I'll get a hold of them. But however, the way that we do things is, one, you guys can't record it or audio or anything else. I said, that's not a problem, because at the end of the day, we just want to make sure that we clear everybody of water and we bring Savannah home. But then he goes into and proceeds to tell me that not only that, but because it's sheriff's department and the way that they do things is now they have to get a warrant in order to do so. I'm like, we don't need a warrant, we just need permission.
What?
I need 30 minutes to go over there and pop into the water and run some sonar. So that's the red tape that we're at right now. We've been trying to take care of this, and we cannot gain access to this. So this is where my frustration comes into it. We'd be done in 30 minutes. And we would know 100% whether there is a vehicle in here just down the road from where she lived.
I'm guessing her car is missing, and that's what they're looking for. Um, I mean, unless I don't know, but that is a lot of red tape to have to get through. There's so many moving parts to look into something like this when you're not law enforcement, and even if you are in law enforcement, there's still a lot. There's still so many things to get through. It's just easier for them to do so. So I could only imagine the things that they're having to go through to try and get this. But again, I go back to this Google Maps thing. Amazing. I love it.
So you have that Garmin sonar ball.
Yeah.
What's the? I have no idea what the trespassing laws are with putting that sonar ball underneath the drone and dragging it across that lake, that pond.
The issue is that the sonar ball doesn't record data to the sonar ball, and it only has a 200-foot range. And
you can't get within 200 feet.
Yeah, I can't get within 200 feet. What I'm looking at is, like, even if you're out here at the road, the closest spot, straight line here, if we were to park here, but then you also have trees in the way.
Unless you win and knocks on the neighbor who lives closest to the pond.
Yeah, I mean,
and got in their backyard.
But now you're touching somebody else's property. So those are things that I just don't think that we want to mess with. So right there's 1,100 feet. I'm following you, though. Let me just give you that measurement from
the backyard of the closest
backyard of the pond to property owner here. Yeah, you're still looking at 600 feet there.
Oh, shoot.
So still way too far for us to scan that one. I like where you were going with that one.
Yeah, because I don't know what the actual legality of that is.
You can fly over somebody's property. Yeah. They don't control the airspace. Right. However, touching that.
There's a situation in southern Utah where I'm at where this corporation owns a pond, but there's if you're in the water, this is a weird caveat. If you're in the water, you're fine. But as soon as you then touch the shore,
What?
or ground, if you were to dive down and then touch the floor of the pond, you're in trespass.
Even the floor.
For some reason, the water, you're fine.
Is it accessible from like a river or anything?
Wait.
Yes. So
that's why, because it has to be navigable water.
Exactly.
Hold on. I messed up because that messed me up.
So yes, it has to be navigable.
How do you even get into the water without touching the ground? I don't understand. Do you drop in from a plane? I don't understand. That's crazy. And yes, it is crazy how hard the police make it for people to help. It's insane. Like these guys obviously semi know what they're doing. They know where they're going. They know what needs to be done to search. So you would think that they'd be like, okay, yeah, come on, come with us. Make this, extend farther and have a better reach, come up with new ideas from other people. It's crazy how they're just like, nope, you're not us.
navigatable. I guess that's probably the loophole. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So if there was happened to be a channel here from 12 Mile Bayou that came into it, then yes, we would have access to come in from the bayou to get there. So I think the one thing we're going to do is we're going to go pop a drone up in hopes that the water is can we identify if it's shallow enough so we can just mark this off completely, or can we identify, nope, it's definitely deeper than a couple of feet. But is it shallow enough that maybe, just maybe, we can identify the vehicle with the drone from up above if the water's clear enough? And then there's a location down here that keeps coming into question, and this one is being able to a little hidden.
I don't think
off the
this
back
is
here.
Utah. I think
So
the guy was talking about somewhere where he's from in southern Utah, specifically was just this body of water. I don't remember. They probably said it in the beginning. I don't remember where it's from, but I don't believe that this is Utah.
concern is it was like a Wednesday, and so you have a business here, but what time does the business open? And she went missing around 7 to 8 a.m.
Right.
So you could
That's
absolutely
early.
end up into the water right there.
Yep.
So let's treat those as our first two locations. I've got a couple other locations marked off on here. There's a gate here that appears to always be open that comes into an old oil rig pad or something. Dead ends there. Nobody seems to ever be down here. Can you get into the water here? Maybe. I don't know for sure. And then we also have this one up here. And I want to check this one in the event of, all right, I'm up on the highway and I see the water there. I'm just going to veer off and drive into it. So let's go drone this first. Like I said, up here at this location. And then we'll go put eyes on this location, and then identify this location, and then jump down to this location down here.
Yeah. Sounds good.
For families who have all but given up on finding their loved ones, this team is a last hope.
I love this.
To a new phenomenon, civilian divers cracking cold cases for free.
35 cases solved. 35. Adventures with Purpose. This is amazing. I do wish I had more context into like the beginning and where they started on this, but this is a great outlook that they have on things. They're very kind of tactical, it seems, about things, which is super interesting. And I really like this a lot.
I'm gonna try and tap that ball with the drone to see if it'll lift it. No, not for this purpose, but just to test it for future stuff. I think that'd be a neat cool.
Yeah, I don't think that this drone. We have flown a donut across the river before on top of it. So
To give somebody
else, because we had a camera guy that was on the other side of the river, and he was over there for quite a bit. And we're all over here eating donuts. And so, oh shoot, there's a car there.
Oh yeah, careful because there's lots of vehicles there, Jared.
Keep this turn going. Shadows don't touch. Wings don't touch. That's what they say in the aviation, right? Oh, where's it going? Oh, yeah, so we're all over on one side of the river, all eating donuts, having a good time. He's over there for like hours, just by himself. There's no way for him to get back across. Like somebody had to drive him around the river. And so I felt really bad. So I'm like, oh, I'll just fly him a donut. So I put a donut on top of the drone and then carefully maneuvered it over.
It just stayed there?
Yeah, stayed on top of it.
He flew
I
him a
guess it
donut.
depends on the glaze.
I like it.
Did you go glaze side down?
No, I did not.
You didn't?
No.
I've seen so many of these properties on satellite. So driving by them today gives me a better idea of like access points. Because sometimes online I'm like, oh yeah, that's easy to access the river there. And then seeing it in person, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a no.
So here's the new subdivision, and then the next road to the left is the Addison that goes down to her house. So when she went missing, this was the last house that was here. None of these houses were here.
Oh yeah, they really have it fenced off, huh?
Look, babe, it's a drone.
Yeah, it's pretty dark and brown. Yeah, like I can see a little bit of shoreline there.
It looks like it's at least over 4 feet, though.
Yeah.
Because that dock goes up pretty far.
Yeah.
I don't think a dock would go that far if it wasn't more than a few feet.
Yeah, I would say at least 4 feet, but I mean, it could be 12 feet, it could be 20 feet.
Could be 8.
Could be 8, could be.
It's probably 8.
Yeah, we cannot see into it at all. Just right there, the bank only. All right. Well, but see, here's that road I was looking at, a little concrete road, and then that road was all open at the time. And then you have the subdivision that's up here, but look how the body of water is down and out of the way of everything else from the subdivision.
Well, I mean, there wasn't that subdivision wasn't
Wasn't even there.
built.
Yeah,
So these homes here weren't even there.
Yeah, none of those were there. All right. Well, hopefully they'll get back a hold of us and we can get in here. But
Even from here, you can't even see halfway down the embankment to the pond.
yeah. All right. Well, that's all we can do on this one for now. Oh, this is what I want right here. So I don't see it.
No, that'd be real. You'd be going pretty fast.
And then all this over here is levee. It almost looks like they're putting in a new boat ramp right here. Down there. They're cutting it down for it. But anyway, this is the other road that I was interested in, but this has always been locked and closed when you go back on Google Earth and the Street View. So you can't get into there.
That looks like a new highway or levee road.
You know, just for my own curiosity, I want to go back to that. I just want to loop back to it, walk it, and just look for, because there'll be evidence of, if she did go in there, of any broken trees, twigs, fence posts, or anything. So let's 100% be confident on that one. My leg gives out, and I just fall right in the middle.
Well, running across a main road.
Yeah, I
Dangerous.
don't see her coming down across this. But let's walk and see. So she would have come through here. This would all be busted from 2 years ago. And if she would have come through here, she would piled into that hillside there, and wouldn't have made it any further. And none of those are broken. And if she went to the right of that, then the fence would be busted. So no go on this location. Shallow on this side. Let's take a look. Nothing there.
There's that one tree snaps there.
Yeah, that's way up high though. It would have been snapped lower.
And then the corner is what I was interested in. Right here.
So see, you maybe a little more shallow here, because the way the trees are here. Things are not broken off in that direction. while you have a tree branch that's broken off here, it just appears to be an older branch that snapped off from up above. You can see where it came off of that one. So that broken branch has nothing to do with this.
See the warning sign is pushed over though. See that? That's
Yes. Yes to your comment. Yes. I thoroughly enjoy this. I really, really like this a lot. I don't know if other people will, but it's okay. It's fine. I really like this. This is very in-depth look into how searches are done. I guess now I'll do all police forces and stuff do it like this. I don't know, but I commend these guys. They're just expert divers who go and help families look for their missing loved ones. And then just their little intro with cars being pulled out. I don't know if they're related to cases, but I would love to know. I would love to know.
an interesting thing. It's pushed in towards the lake.
Yeah, but you just have nothing that's broken here, though. So I mean, from 2 years ago, all this would still be broken.
Yeah, all of that would be. Yeah. Oh yeah, and there's barbed wire that's still stretched, and it goes down into the water.
It would have been pulled in. And where that sign is at, with that being knocked down like that, then you'd have all the scrape marks on there, and the way that's bent also, all of this would be destroyed in here. So you're not getting, and all this would be broken through here as well. So. All right, let's look right here though, real quick.
Yeah, barbed wire is still stretched all the way across. So nothing's gone in there.
All right. This other one, you can see this road right here. So it looks like the gate's open. And it appears on Google Earth and Street View. That gate seems to always be open for the last couple of years.
Take a right.
Yeah. Oh, actually, it might be closed. Let's go check it out. But yeah, see, here's the oil pump station here. And then right across here, there's a potential river access, but I don't know for sure if it's doable.
It's a lot of work that goes into this stuff. A lot of planning. A lot. It's crazy to me. I'd love to be involved in something like this.
All right. So there are not any no trespassing signs, and like I said, that's been open on Street View. Can you see if it's actually locked?
Well, that's funny. Everybody has their own key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different locks.
I know that sound. Home point updated.
A little lake on the right too. But I believe it dries up. We'll look at the way back, see what it was. But I believe that dries up. You can see the bottom there. Well, no, that's a shadow. Might be able to see the bottom.
Yeah, you can see the bottom. Pretty clear.
Yeah, you can see the bottom there. But the river over here.
The streets are high. The river not so clear. Oh, that's an amazing.
So this is called the Red River, which is where we were yesterday.
Same river.
Same river from Texarkana.
Yeah.
It's very murky.
So the question is was it open? And then you get a little speed, and then drive off into there. But is the distance between there and there wide enough that you can clear that?
And there's no brush that's been moved there.
Yeah, let me look at it from the other angle. So let's go over the river a little bit.
That's the thing about the rivers down here. Unless the axis is right next to it, you're not getting to the river with a car. Woods are thick and get stuck, and then there's so much sand.
Okay, so I am definitely over the river. No trees in my way. So I'm not gonna hit anything coming out. This has a zoom on it, right?
That's big right there.
Mm-hmm.
But 10-foot drop, you think? 8, 10 foot?
10, 12 to 15. you're not going to come in on this one. Because see how it goes down first, and then you're coming down at an angle on it. Whereas this would be your point of entry if you're going to. But then you've got that tree there. So that would have been knocked over. All right, let me come back over to the other side. But yeah, I mean,
That's a far drop. My God.
Those would have been snapped off for sure. Those would have been. Yeah.
I would think so. So, I mean, I'm gonna rule this out 99%, 98%. I can't say 100%. But like you would really have to be like, all right. And the gate had to be open at the time.
And she normally doesn't come as far north as well.
Yeah, none of her routes brought her this far north.
Ever. Like none of the Google routes or anything went this far north.
No, everything she had was south in town.
I see it hauling down the road. All right, see if you can go through one of the gate slots at that speed. Just go for it. I mean, just go for it. There's a good chance you could.
It sounds like me when you fly the drone, babe. Just do it. It's fine.
All right, here we go. Very dead end of the road right here, straight to the left. So my theory on this one is, one, does she know about it? And two, the businesses, in my opinion, would have been closed at 7 a.m., 8 a.m. or so. In fact, it might even be closed right now. I don't know. It might be open. And so then was there any evidence that she went off into the river at that time?
I am looking around. There are some cameras back in these yards pointing in this direction.
Yeah, but look at this. Boom. Oh yeah. Right into the river right there. See how this is closed?
Yep. Based off of what I've been hearing about you, they float for a while. The cars would.
No, not at this one. So the way that the car would have come in and hit the water, you're gonna blow out a window or the windshield, in my opinion, coming down like this. And so therefore it's going to cause the car to sink more immediately, especially if it ended up upside down with the window blown out. Again, not knowing how the car would have rolled here, but you're not coming straight off you're not coming straight off and in. You saw how when we pulled up, how it was like, hey, pick up some speed and just nail it into the river. I mean, it was a beautiful shot. Deep is Cade.
5.5.
Oh, that's cool. That's super cool.
Yeah, cast out as far as you can, Byron.
7 feet right there.
Yes, plenty deep.
Going in.
Okay, 5 feet right here. Let's scan it and find out. Dropping off right here. Give me a car. Alright, nothing there. Let's take it down around the corner a little bit here. And I would not say the car would have made it back up and over this berm here. Really clean bottom over here. Yeah, I just don't see the car coming this far down. But we'll bounce into the back of this eddy here. Just in case for some reason. Get the chair out.
Posting up.
Breathe now. Not very deep here. Well, the good news and bad news. Good news is it's clean. Bad news is we have not yet found Savannah.
Oh, man.
Where does that take us next, Cade? I mean, Kirsten really wants me to check a specific location again. It's about 10 miles by boat right now. Going downstream, it'll take us about an hour. But if we load the boat and try to find a spot and then try to get back to that spot, because there's no close spot, we're going to be into it for an hour anyway.
I'd rather stay on the boat than this.
Okay. All right. Let's go double check that location for her. And then we can jet down to Stoner Park to take out from there. With the Red River and the way that it moves these sandbars too, though, I just want to make sure I double check these locations. What? So not in my own. Not only hitting that, but is that a vehicle there, or is it just part of the tree? What I'm interested in, and I think it's just part of the tree, but I'm interested in that blocky thing. Right
Music
there.
changed. I knew something was going on.
Let's go around there and see what we got. And the signal is just all tree. There's the root of the tree. Right there, you can see us all just root. Not a car. Two big trees together.
Dang it, man.
All right. Let's go and see if we can scan this area over here by chance.
Case.
What is this?
How many days have we spent?
8, 9, 10. Yeah. In total. Well, like I said, I mean, the main and only reason I came back to this case was for that one pond, and that one pond I cannot get into. I'm really frustrated about that. Like it's just a okay, yeah, you need to jump in there for 30 minutes. Cool. Let me open up the gate for you, or let me give you permission so that you can.
They just get a huge runaround for everything of what they actually want to search. It's crazy. Cool. Train on a bridge.
Yeah. It would just push up against that and then just completely bury it like this. You'll never see it again. Or she's in that pond.
One case that you have not solved that you have like cases that
Randy Leach. I would love to solve Randy Leach. I wish I could solve that before his father Harold passed away. I just don't have anywhere else to go on. Alberta is incredible. She's a great woman. You just never knew what happened to her son. And while she's still alive, it would be great if she had answers. I know that James Hinkle's been helping her and Betty out quite a bit. And, but he's not been able to locate Randy either. And there's a lot of rumors on that one as to what happened to Randy. And I have no
So
idea.
sad. I wouldn't even know what to do.
Be nice to
That
solve
happened.
that case, but it'd be nice to solve every case that we went out on. It would be great. It'd be like, you know what? Like some of the cases within 20 minutes, boom, we're able to solve it. Unfortunately, that's just not how it goes. But we continue to rule these out, and by doing so, we put in thousands of hours over the last 4, 5, 6 years, and it has brought 34 people home. But it's actually brought more people home than that, because what we started here at AWP and started bringing awareness. You see other teams that we've helped train through the years, and Sunshine State Sonar, he's now solved 15 cases, and he got started about 2 years ago just by watching our sonar and everything we were doing. We worked with him a couple times now. So I think that the trickle down, the butterfly effect of AWP and all of you, being here and watching and supporting us and watching us through the years and getting inspired to get out there and do it yourself too for some of you. If I had to put a number on it, I think that there's probably up to 50, 60, 70, 80 people, families that have been now helped, that their loved ones have been brought home because you guys started watching AWP and supporting us. So unfortunately, why we did not find Savannah again today, after 8, 9, 10 searches, we did provide additional answers as to where she is not. Thanks again for being a part of it with us.
That's progress. Find out where she is.
Next one. Thanks. Bye.
Wow. That was super cool. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Definitely different from what I thought it was going to be. I did end up switching videos halfway through. But either way, that was very, very, very interesting. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And I hope the families that they help get some answers. And I couldn't imagine having something like that super close to home, There, it's just, it's sad. It's a lot. It's crazy. And I love what they are doing. I love their approach to things. And I mean, they're just expert divers. They're divers that just want to help. And I love that. I hate the kind of pushback that they get from police and the red tape that they come into contact with. But I get there's businesses and stuff that they have to look out for their best interests and things like that. But that was very interesting. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Maybe we'll look into that a little more. But yeah, I think that might be all I've got for you today. I can hear hubby up there moving dishes around, and I am super hungry, per usual. So hopefully dinner will be ready soon. So thank you for coming and hanging out with me all on my lonesome today. I appreciate that. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know if you do. And maybe we'll do some more of that. Maybe we'll start from the beginning of that story or kind of follow along with some other stories. We love true crime, missing persons cases, and all the other things that aren't paranormal. So let us know what you guys want us to watch. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, and we'll see what we can do. So thank you everybody for coming by, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.